In this video, I am going to discuss about the concept array of objects. So what is an array? Array means collection of data items all of same type and accessed using a common name. An array can be of any data type like integer, character, float, double, etc. For example, int a of 10. That is that array name is a and the size is 10, that is the index is 10 of data type integer. So the array starts from index 0 to 9, that is a of 0, a of 1, so on, a of 9, like that. It is also possible to create arrays of variables that are of type class. Again I repeat the same statement. It is also possible to create arrays of variables that are of type class. That is the concept of array of objects. The array of a type class contains the objects of the class as its individual elements. So, array of a class type is also known as array of objects. How to declare array of objects? The declaration is the same as array of any built-in data type. That is, an array of objects are declared in the same way as an array of any built-in data type. For example, if you consider a class, the class name is a student here. In that, two variables are there, name and roll number. Those two are private variables. In the public part, I am declaring two functions, get data and display function. In the main program or in the main part, I am writing the statement, that is array of objects declaration statement. What is the syntax for that? Class name space array name of size. For example, what is the class name? The class name is student. Array name is yes, the size is 15. So I am creating 15 objects, the common name yes, of a type class, that is class name is student. So it is also possible to create arrays of variables of a type class. So it is declared the same as array declaration. So class name, array name of a size. So student s of 15. So the array name is s, which contains 15 objects, namely s of 0, s of 1, s of 2, so on, s of 14 of a type student class. So s of 0 access the name and roll number. Similarly, s of 1 can also access the name and roll number, and s of 14 can also access the name and roll number. But the get data and display are the member functions. These member functions are shared by all the particular objects. Why array of objects? Before moving to the concept of array of objects, first see the example. The class name is a student here. So the class contains two parts, a private part and the public part. So in the private part, I am declaring two variables, name and a roll number. In the public part, I am declaring two functions, get data and display, and defining these two functions inside the class. So in the get data function, read the name and the roll number from the console. For that, I am using the cout and cin statements. In the display function, I am displaying the name and roll number onto the screen. If you observe the main function, I am creating two objects, S1 and S2 of type class, that is a student class. I am accessing the two functions, that is get data and display functions, through S1 and S2. So S1 can access the get data function using dot operator, that is S1 dot get data. Similarly, S1 can access the display function using S1 dot display. So in the same way, S2 also access get data and display function using the same process, that is s2 dot get data, s2 dot display. Here you observe I am creating only two objects, that is s1 s2 of a type student class. Suppose if I want to read 50 student details, it is possible to create 50 students like a student S1, S2, S3, S4, so on, S50. But it is not a good option. For that, the concept array of objects is used. See, now suppose we have 50 students in a class and we have to input the name and marks of all the 50 students. So creating 50 different objects and inputting the name and marks of all those 50 students is not a good option. That is a student S1, S2, S3, S4, so on, S50. It is possible, but that statement is not correct. It is not a good programming. In that case, we will create the concept called array of objects concept. So for that, I will explain a small example. That is, write a program for calculating the total marks and a grade of 60 students in a class. For that, see an example. I am implementing for only 3 students. If the execution process is correct, I will change the 3 persons to 60 students. So this is the programming technique. Now, first initially, what is our aim? The aim is calculating the total marks and grade of the 60 students in a class. So the requirements are, the class name is a student. Okay. In the private part, I am declaring marks M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 of a type integer. And I am declaring the name and the roll number and one more variable count. That variable is initialized to static. So the static int count is a static data member. What is a static data member? If you are declaring a variable as a static, that variable is initialized to 0 whenever the first object is created. Only one copy is created in the memory. That copy is shared by all the objects. These are the characteristics of static data member. You know that. In the public part, I am declaring only one function, that is get data function. So the get data function is defined outside the class using scope resolution operator. So in the class declaration, marks, name, roll number, and count variables are declared. In the public part, only one member function is declared, that is get data function. Now definition of get data. So the get data function is defined outside the class using the syntax return type, that is void, class name student, scope resolution operator, get data function name. In that, first the cout statement is student number 1. So student number is a message. 1 can be represented by using the count variable, that is a count plus 1. Initially the count is 0 because it is a static variable. The count is initialized to 0. 0 plus 1, 1. So student number 1. After that, read the roll number and the name from console and read the marks also M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. So after reading, you have to calculate the total, that is the sum of all marks, and print the total also using cout statement. Cout total is total. And after that, you have to calculate the average. So for average, we create one variable, that is int average equal to total by 5. So after calculating the average part, we have to display that average value also. For that, I am using the cout statement. The message is average is the variable average. So see the 31 statement. And now the corresponding logic is implemented. That is find the grade of student based on the average part. If the average is greater than or equal to 90, the grade is A. So cout grade A. Else, if the average in between, that is greater than 80 and less than 90, grade B. Again, else if average greater than or equal to 70 and average less than 80, grade C. And similarly, average greater than or equal to 60 and average less than 70, the grade D. And finally, if average less than 60, the student is failed. So this logic is implemented by using if-else ladder. After implementing this logic, the count is incremented. That is a count equal to count plus 1. That is the count value is 1. So student number 2, student number 3, like that. For that, the count is incremented to 1. So this is the logic part. That logic is implemented in get data function. Simple. So in the get data function, read the student roll number and the student name and the student marks M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and calculating the total and calculating the average and print the total value and the average value. After that, we have to calculate the grade using the average value. For that, I am using if-else ladder statement. And after that, the count is incremented. That is a count equal to count plus 1. This is the get data function. Now main function. Before main, I am writing one statement. That is int student scope resolution of operator count. What is this statement? The count is a static data member. That is a static member variable. The count is initialized or defined outside the class using some syntax. That is a return type integer. Class name is a student scope resolution operator, and the variable is count. In main function, you observe I am creating 3 objects using arrays. That is the concept. Student is a class name, S is a array name, the size is 3, S of 3. So that is the array of objects concept. So S of 3 means the index starts from 0, S of 0, S of 1, S of 2. So the student object, a separate copy of a name, roll number and marks are created for each member, S of 0, S of 1 and S of 2. When an array of objects is created, the memory is allocated in the same way as a multi-dimensional arrays. So the S of 0 can access the roll number, name and marks. Similarly, S of 1 can also access the roll number, name and marks. Similarly, S of 2 also. What about count? The count is shared by all objects because the count is a static data member. So only one copy is created for static member and is shared by all the objects. That is a characteristic of a static data member. What about member functions? Get data is a member function. That get data member functions are stored at a different place in memory and is shared among all the array members. Because all the objects can access the get data function. So the get data function, that is the member functions are stored in memory and shared among all the array members. So for using for loop, if you observe for of int I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. So I am accessing the get data function for S of 0, S of 1 and S of 2. So for that I am using for loop. So for the first case I equal to 0, that is S of 0 dot get data. So the get data logic is executed. I value is incremented. I equal to 1. S of 1 dot get data. Again get data function is executed. I value is incremented. I equal to 2. S of 2 dot get data. Again get data logic is executed. So 3 times the get data function is executed and 3 student details are noted. So that is the concept of array of objects. So here in this example, I am creating only 3 objects, that is S of 3 of a type student. So our aim is to create 60 students. So change the S of 3 to S of 60, simple. So for 60 students or 100 students or 200 students, change the logic as S of 3 to S of 60. So before implementing S of 60, first you implement S of 3. After successful execution, you have to change it to S of 3 to S of 60. That is the case. So this is the concept related to array of objects. Now execute the program and see the output. Student number 1 details, enter roll number 501, enter name 7, enter 5 subject marks 85, 95, 75, 92, 84. So after reading the marks, calculate the total and average. So total is 431 and average is 86. So the grade is B. So in the get data function, I am writing the statements, that is read the roll number, read the name and read the 5 subject marks. After that calculate the total and the average. Based on the average, the grade is calculated like that. Now student number 2 details, enter roll number 502, enter name Kumar, enter 5 subject marks 65, 75, 85, 45 and 65. So total is 335, the average is 67, so the grade is a D for student number 2. Now student number 3, enter roll number 503, enter name Verma, enter 5 subjects, for example 45, 35, 25, 85 and 75. The total is 265 and average is 53. So less than 60, the student is failed. So the statement you are failed, like that. So in the main program, I am creating only 3 objects, that is S of 3, S of 0, S of 1 and S of 2. So S of 0 can access the get data function. Similarly, S of 1 and S of 2 can also access the get data function. So the 3 object access the get data function, and based on the average, the grade is calculated. So this is the concept related to array of objects.